Today, we're just sitting down with our coffee, having honest conversations about retirement, what's great, what's hard, what we like about it, what we don't like, and everything in between. This morning, we're talking about something lots of people are asking. Should you retire when you can, when you feel ready, or is there another reason? We're Greg and Vanessa. Thanks for joining us on our retirement adventures. Good morning, friends, and welcome back to Coffee Talk on our retirement adventures. I got my coffee, and today we're talking about a question almost every retiree struggles with at some point. Should you retire when you can, when you feel ready, or is there another reason? This is one of the biggest retirement questions there is because on paper, you might be ready. The numbers work, the plan is solid. But emotionally, well, that's a different conversation. A lot of people wait until they feel 100% ready. But here's the thing, most people never feel completely ready. I kind of think of it like planning to have a baby, For most people, if they waited until they were ready, they'd never have that baby, right? Same with retirement. There's always, one more year, one more goal, one more just in case, and before you know it, time slips by. Being ready isn't really all about confidence, it's more about willingness. Willingness to slow down, to let go of identity tied to your work. This is a big one for a lot of people because when you've been doing a job you're proud of, your coworkers are like your second family. I mean, you're 100% invested in what you're doing. Many people have much of their identity wrapped up in their job, their career. It can be very difficult to just step away from that. And willingness to step into something unfamiliar, and that can be uncomfortable, even scary, especially the longer you've been working. But you don't have to be scared. It'll all work out. Ask yourself honestly, are you financially secure? Can you cover your lifestyle with savings, Social Security, and pensions? Have you planned for health care, taxes, and inflation? A lot of us have to be realistic and cut back on the spending level. Are your major debts, like mortgages and credit cards, paid off or fairly manageable? And are you emotionally prepared? Some of the reasons you might want to retire, work burnout. You've just had enough of the grind. Maybe loss of fulfillment or strong non-work interest. I had a friend that had an expression he used to say, I'm just going to quit and go join the circus. Well, maybe you're privately always wanted to join the circus. I don't know. Maybe you've already got a solid financial plan covering health care and inflation. You're feeling excited about the future rather than anxious about leaving your job. And that's good if you're ready that way, man. You're ahead of the crowd, I think. Now, I had my 401k that I'd been saving in for years. I'd put like 4% in. The company matched up to 4%. Luckily, my wife, Vanessa, had told me about 4 years prior that I should put a larger percentage into my 401k. So I did, and I'm grateful she gave me that advice because it really paid off. Without those two things coming together, I would not have felt ready and probably would have worked longer than I needed to. I thank God for those blessings, and I thank God for Vanessa. Now, retirement isn't irreversible for everyone. I could be way off here, but it seems to me the younger generation is not all that interested in working too much, which makes it easier for people that want a job to get one. Lots of people retire and then pick up a part-time job later and are completely happy and satisfied. And that's great. You're not locking a door behind you forever. You're opening a new one. And it's okay if you don't have every answer yet. For those of you on the fence, if you're watching this and feeling stuck, ask yourself, am I staying because I love the work or because I'm afraid of what comes next? There's no wrong answer, but there is an honest one. You know, financial advisors say you have to have $1 million saved before you can retire comfortably. I'm no financial advisor, but I just don't think that's true. I think they're talking about people living off interest or dividend income. And most of us regular retirees are living off of Social Security and maybe a side gig. I think most people can make it just fine if they stick to their budget. Retirement isn't about being perfectly ready. It's about trusting yourself enough to take the next step. Sometimes clarity comes from the leap, not the waiting. That's our morning coffee talk for today. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you think you'll retire when you can or when you feel ready? Thanks for spending part of your morning with us. I hope you enjoyed your coffee, and we'll see you down the road.